not sure if this is going to work or not. I've been doing something in the studio that needs some Chromakey, so I've been moving things around a bit. And before I put them back to how they used to be, I just thought I'd just see if it's worth doing some test shots to see if the background sort of works. We've got sort of, it looks like this on this camera, and if I switch to the other camera, then you've got me looking like this. Now I don't know whether it's worth actually doing or not. It's probably more work, to be perfectly honest, but I guess I could probably do something with that. I don't know. It also needs the background tweaking and adjusting a bit, because clearly the background image here is the same as on the other shot. So I don't know. You'll have to have a look and see what you think. Okay, the background perspective was a bit on the wonk, so I've had to tweak. This time, instead of doing the keying inside the ATEM mixer, I'm going to do the keying in Premiere and see if I can sort it out. So this is the rotten old background that's behind me, and if I switch to the other camera, then what I've got to try and do is make sure that the two backgrounds look different and look sort of correctly oriented. Obviously one's more slanted than the other. So let's go back and see what exactly is the difference between that background put in during the edit and this background, which is put in during the edit but changed, if you get my drift. So there we go. That's the second half of the test. If we're doing our normal sort of stuff, then adding Chromakey is going to be a bit of a pain in the bum, to be honest. Now, the snag is, if you've got a little ATEM mixer, and I've got a fairly clever one here, but if you've got an ATEM mixer, you can do Chromakey as part of the deal, very simply. But what it means is that as I'm looking at you now, the picture behind me is flat, it's in that plane. Now, if we cut to the other camera, now, the snag here is that really the picture is not at that angle. The picture is at that angle on the screen. So what we have to do is stretch it out. And that's what I did in that last clip. I took one of the pictures, the one you're looking at now, and effectively the picture has become that shape. So it matches the angle of the screen behind me to the angle of the camera. And then when we go back to the other camera, on this one, the plane is exactly behind me. And what I've also done is zoomed in a little bit. So in actual fact, I've made it a different size. So that's all right. How does it get on with the other camera? We don't use it very often, but sometimes it's in shot when we're doing things like close-ups of microphones. Now the problem with that is it's also going to see the screens. So if I go to this camera, well, the plane of that picture is now almost parallel, almost aiming straight at the lens of the camera. So that's a bit of a pain as well. So the skew angle has got to be increased even more, and I don't yet know if that's going to work, and that's what I'm going to try. But the other thing that's pretty obvious is that those monitors in the background, I've got to mask them out, because the green in that is also going to be keyed out. So I need to sort that out. So at the moment you're looking at it and you're thinking, what's he on about this? But I need to do this. So I don't know. It can be done, and it can be done reasonably easily if you take the same image and then adjust the image. So adjusting the skew of it to make it look like the surfaces are at the right angle to what the camera plane is. But it's a lot of faffing around. So although it's doable, I suspect I might just rehang the black cloth that's normally in the background here and go back to darkness. The other thing, of course, is because I don't normally light behind me, so I've actually also got some flat panels up to light the cloth behind me. So there's one up that side there, and if I come round here, there's one that's up there. So there's a couple of flat panels, and I'll let you have a look and just see what they look like. So I actually do like the idea of being able to sort of tidy the background up and make it look a bit nicer. And I've got some nice images that I've created over the years, so I could probably do that. But it does increase the amount of time it takes to do videos. So while many videos are actually quite simple in the edit, I've got to add in extra layers of complication, and I'm not really sure if I want to do that. It's a bit complicated as well. Anyway, see you on the next video. Look after yourselves.